to some of you, this might seem a little bit familiar. This is the pinout of the Arduino Mega 2560 that I have over here on my desk. I have all my relays connected with everything. It works, but there's something I still need to figure out. I'm wondering if anyone knows how to do it properly. So what I have here is I'm using the A0 pin here to do a readout of the voltage from the potentiometer right here, which I have also a LCD screen connected to it. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to read the analog readout. It's a digital to analog converter basically. I'm trying to get a readout, and from what I've read, it is possible to get a readout, but you can get a resolution up to 10 bits, which is fine. It's a good enough resolution, but one of the problems is that I cannot even set it properly. In fact, we can only use up to 10, because if I try to set a different resolution using this function, it isn't actually in the family of the microcontrollers that I have right here. I actually have the Add Mega controllers as the family that I'm using. So that's out of the window for me. I was trying to look up how to print text, so I can see whatever the cut is going on with the voltage. And I was running into an issue where this bit of code down here, this thing, I wasn't getting the right voltage, so I had to just keep adjusting this number over here. So I had to divide it by a number so it shows up the exact number that's over here, so it shows up over that as well. So I'm basically reading the analog pin, setting it as the voltage variable, which is a float, I think. Yes, that's a float, and I'm dividing it to the comp voltage, and the comp voltage is an integer. So if we go up here, you notice that the comp voltage is an integer set to 0, and the float voltage is a float over here. Now, I have all these pins here set up, so basically relay pins 24 to 32 are connected. That's why only these few have lit up. And I also have only these few LED pins, that's why only one of them is currently being lit up. And it's the far right one. I still need to fix the logic over there. And basically, what I'm doing here is I'm setting the pins so that they are initiated as outputs, obviously. And then I have the voltage, which has been set to analog read, which I'm basically reading the analog inputs from the pin. Now, there's one thing I've noticed. I have only 2 wires coming from this, and the Arduino needs a third one in order to read the value. I don't have that. I have only 2. I didn't factor that in while making this, or while the company was making this for me, which was a bit expensive from what my father told me. Now, it is working, and I was able to make it work with just 2 wires, so you do not need 3 wires, you just need a bit of clever math to do that. So what I'm doing is, it spits out a real large number, like ridiculously large number, and I had to divide by a certain number to get the accurate voltage. So the Arduino Mega 2560 has a oscillator at 16 megahertz. Now, some of you who are smarter than me could have figured this out by now, but since I'm a bit of a dunce, I didn't think of this while working on this. But you need to divide the frequency somehow to get the right amounts. I'm lazy to do that. I decided to do it a bit more of a difficult fashion, just by dividing it just like that, and it works fine. Then I'm converting the current voltage. I could have taken this comp voltage just like I did here, but I don't really care as much, or the voltage itself, but I'm lazy, so I took the equation, converted to a string implicitly, and save it as a string, and do the same thing with the compare voltage, which is over here, and which is an integer, and I saved that as a string as well. And then I print out the current voltage and the compare voltage, and here is a bit of a function. It's a bit dumb because it's not working. I still need to figure this out, but from what I've seen, it doesn't actually work. If I try and change the voltage, what you guys should be able to see is it is actually changing from a certain point, so you can see it's actually fairly accurate. Well, fairly accurate as it can be. 27, you can see like it's hovering around 27, 28, which is reading out the current voltage correctly. And I can just increase it around to 80, and it says 82 there. It's hovering around 80 over there because of how it's wired. So it's working, but when I go to 1, it should light up the first one, not the last one, so there might be some discrepancy within the code somewhere which I don't understand. I'm still trying to teach myself that, so if anyone knows how to fix that, I'll be grateful for that. It also depends on how well the connection is between the wires on this power supply, essentially, a 12-watt one, even though the upper limit is around 4 volts, so I cannot go further than 430. Because if I try and pump in 5 volts, you can see it's capping on at 430, and that's because the way the Arduino is designed is that it takes only 430 volts at max. The function that I have doesn't allow me, because it should have enabled like up to 4 relays, but it's not doing that, so that's something I'm trying to figure out. And I'm able to use OBS on my computer again because of Linux, so that's cool. So yeah, if anybody knows how to freaking solve this, I'll be really thankful for that. So yeah, it was just a quick update video on what I'm doing. I'm still working on a pretty big video, so this is just a little update video letting you guys know what I'm doing. I have 2 videos planned, so make sure to stay around for that. And I hope to see all of you beautiful people, hopefully in a month or less than a month, hopefully, when I finish all those videos. So yeah, see ya.